Hello friends, welcome back. In earlier video, we have seen that the ionic solid is one of the type of crystalline solids. And here, in case of the ionic solids, there is an electrostatic force of attraction between the ions, that means the cations and the anions. So let's see further regarding the ionic solids, the characteristic properties of the ionic compounds. The first characteristic property is the ionic bond. We have seen that the ions, that means the cation and the anion in these compounds, they are held together by the electrostatic force of attraction, and this force of attraction is non-directional in nature. So this is the first property. The second property is the hardness. We know that the ionic compounds are very hard in nature. Why? Because the hardness depends upon the ionic charge and the interionic distance, right? And as the interionic distance decreases, the ionic charge increases, and hence we can say that the hardness of the crystal also increases. Then the third property is regarding the physical constant, that means the melting point and the boiling points. So the ionic compound, they generally have the high MP and BP. Why? This is because due to presence of strong electrostatic force of attraction, they requires a large amount of energy to break the bonds between the cations and anions. And as they requires a more amount of energy, we can say that they are having the higher MP and the BP. Okay. And then the next characteristic property is the electrical conductivity. So in case of the ionic compounds in solid state, they do not conduct electricity. Why? Because ions are fixed and tight. But in a molten state, we can say that, but in a molten state or in a solutions, the ions, they are free in nature. And when the ions are free, they can easily move, and hence they can conduct the electric current. So in case of the solid state, they do not conduct electricity, whereas in case of the solution or in the molten state, they can conduct the electricity. Next property is the solubility. The ionic compounds, they are polar in nature. Okay, we know that like dissolves like. So the polar compound, they should be soluble in the polar solvents. So the polar ionic compound, they should be soluble in the polar solvents with high dielectric constants. The polar solvents such as water dissolves ionic compounds, and the solubility is mainly due to the lowering of interionic electrostatic attraction, right? And the ion solvent interaction. So in case of the ionic compounds are insoluble in non-polar solvents such as the carbon tetrachloride, C6H6, that means benzene, etc. So this is the characteristic property of the ionic compound. Then last one, ionic compounds, they are ionizable in the fused state or in a solution form. And the solutions of these compounds are good conductor of electricity, that we are also seen in the electrical conductivity. So these are the various characteristic properties of the ionic compounds. Let's move on further. Formation of the ionic solids. So how the ionic solids are formed, or we have to study here the crystallography. So what is the crystallography? It is a special type of branch or the special branch of science which deals with the study of properties of crystals such as geometry, structure, etc. is known as the crystallography. And here we have to study the various terms. So the first term is the lattice. What is the lattice? It is defined as an infinite set of points which is repeated regularly through space. Okay, that means a particular points or the set of points which are repeated many times is known as the lattice. So the lattice, they are one dimensional lattice means a set of points which is repeated at regular interval along a line. The set of points which is repeated along a line is known as the one dimensional lattice. Then two dimensional lattice means a set of points which is repeated regularly on a plane, that is along any two coordinate axes. And the third one is known as a three-dimensional lattice. That means a set of points which is repeated regularly along three coordinate axes. So these are the three types of the lattice. One-dimensional lattice repeated along a line, two-dimensional lattice repeated along a plane, three-dimensional lattice which is repeated along three coordinate axes. Further, we can say that when these points are replaced by atoms, ions, or the molecule, then a crystal lattice is formed. So this is the first term in the crystallography, that is a lattice. Next term is crystal lattice. So the definite and the order arrangement of the constituent atoms, ions, or the molecule extends over a large distance in a crystal is known as the crystal lattice. So this is the crystal lattice. Here we can say that the definite arrangement of the constituent units, it extends over a larger distance, and hence it is called as the crystal lattice. Then the space lattice, the positions of the atoms, ions, or a molecule in a crystal relative to one another in a space. Such a representation is called as the space lattice. So these are the various terms involved in the crystallography. Further, unit cell. So what is unit cell? Unit cell, it is the smallest building unit of crystal. So the small part of the crystal is known as the unit cell. And the crystal consists of infinite number of unit cells. There are many unit cells in a crystal. In unit cell, atom, ions, or molecules, they are symmetrically arranged. So let's see the types of unit cell. The unit cell is the smallest portion as well as complete a representation of the crystal. The crystal is made up of infinite number of unit cells. That means there are many unit cells, and there are main three types of the unit cells. They are simple cubic unit cell, body centered cubic unit cell, and third one is a face centered cubic unit cell. So these are the three types of unit cell. Unit cell, it is the smallest building unit of crystal. So this is the structure of unit. Here we can say that in the first case, this is the smallest building unit, and when it is repeated many times, we are getting the lattice structure. Okay, so this is a unit cell and the lattice structure. Getting? Then further, let us see the first type of unit cell, that is a simple cubic unit cell. So the atoms are placed one at each corner of cube, right? This is the structure of simple cubic unit cell, which is also called as the primitive unit cell, in which the atoms are placed at each corner of a cube. Second type, which is the second type, that is a body centered cubic unit cell. What is that? There is an atom at each corner and one at the center of the cube. So this is the body centered. The atoms, they are present at each corner and one atom is present at the center of the cube. And the third type is the face centered cubic unit cell. What is this? There is an atom at each corner, and along with this, one is each face of the cube. So this is a face centered cubic. The atom is present at each corner, and along with this, one atom is present at each face of the cube. That is called as the face centered cubic unit cell. So these are the three types of the unit cell. The unit cell in three-dimensional lattice is characterized by the lengths A, B, C, and it is characterized by the angles alpha, beta, gamma. Okay, let us elaborate this by Bravais lattices. So what are these Bravais lattices? There are only 14 possible crystal lattices, and these are called as the Bravais lattices. So which are these 14 possible crystal lattices? The first one is the cubic lattices, which are 3 in number. Then tetragonal lattice, which is 2 in number. Orthorhombic lattice, which is 4 in number. Monoclinic lattice, 2 in number. Hexagonal lattice, 1 in number. Rhombohedral lattice, 1 in number. And the triclinic lattice, 1 in number. So all these Bravais lattices, they forms 14 crystal lattices. So let us explain these one by one. So we are having the first one, the cubic lattice. So there are three types of the lattice possible for the cubic lattice, which are primitive are the simple cubic lattice, body centered cubic lattice, and the face centered cubic lattice. So we have seen this is the simple or the primitive, body centered, and the face centered cubic lattice. So these are the three cubic lattice. In these types of lattices, all sides are of equal length. Here we can say that the sides, they are of having the same length. The angles between their faces are 90 degree in cubic lattice. Here the angle is a 90 degree. Okay, so this is regarding the cubic lattice. So we can say that the length A is equal to B is equal to C, and the angle alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma, which is 90 degree, right? Then second, Second is the tetragonal lattice. There are two possible types of the tetragonal lattice, which are the primitive and the body-centered unit cells. So we are having the first one, that is the primitive, in which an atom is present at the corner of the cube, and then the body-centered, along with the each corner the atom is present at the center. So these are the two types for the tetragonal lattice. In this lattice, one side is different in length and the angles between the faces are equals to 90 degree. So we can say that A is equals to B, which is not equals to C, because one side is different in length, and angle alpha is equals to beta is equals to gamma, which is equals to 90 degree. So this is regarding the tetragonal lattice. Next type is orthorhombic lattice. So four types of orthorhombic lattice are possible. Which are these four types? The four types are primitive, end-centered, body-centered, and the face-centered. So let us see them. Primitive means a simple, an atom is present at each corner of the cube. End-centered, end-center means along with atom at its center, the centers of the two faces. The atom is present at centers of two faces only, which is called as the end-centered. Then body-centered, along with each corner an atom is present at the center. And the fourth type is the face-centered. Along with each corner an atom is present at each face, center of each face, therefore known as the face-centered. So these are the four types of the orthorhombic lattice. Here we can say that they have unequal sides. The sides, they are not equal. The angles between their faces are equals to 90 degree. Here it is not 900, it is 90 degree. Okay. So we can say that A is not equals to B, which is not equals to C, because they are having the unequal sides, and angle alpha is equals to beta, which is equals to gamma, and that is 90 degree. So this is regarding the orthorhombic lattice. Next type, monoclinic lattice. So for this we can say that there are two possible types of monoclinic lattice. They are primitive, that means a simple, and the end-centered. So they are primitive and the end-center. Primitive means one atom is present at each corner, and end-center means along with one atom at each center, each corner, two atoms they are present at two faces, center of two faces, which is called as the end-centered. Then they have unequal sides and two faces have angles other than 90 degree. So we can say that unequal sides means alpha is not equals to beta, which is not equals to A is not equals to B, which is not equal to C, right? They are having the unequal sides, and angles alpha is equals to beta, which is 90 degree, and gamma, which is not equals to 120 degree. Okay. Next type is hexagonal lattice. Now for the hexagonal lattice, only one type is possible, that is this one, and this is known as a hexagonal lattice. It has one side is a different in length to the other two, and the angles on two faces are 60 degree. So we can say that a length A is equals to B, which is not equals to C, and angles alpha is equals to beta, which is equals to 90 degree, and gamma is equals to 120 degree. Next one, rhombohedral lattice. Now for this only one type of lattice is possible. This is the rhombohedral lattice. It has all sides equal and angles on two faces are less than 90 degree. So we can say that A is equals to B is equals to C, and angle alpha is equals to beta is equals to gamma, which is not equals to 90 degree. The angles they are equal, but which is not 90 degree. Next one, triclinic lattice. It has again only one type of lattice. This is the triclinic lattice. Here we can say that it has unequal sides. The sides are not equal in size, and none of the angles between faces are equals to 90 degree. So here we can say that A is not equals to B, which is not equals to C. Unequal sides and angles alpha is not equals to beta, which is not equals to gamma, and which is not equals to 90 degree. So this is regarding the triclinic lattice. So these are the various, or we can say the 14 lattice possible, which are known as a crystal lattice. Thank you.